Hello students, welcome to the class. Nice to meeting you again. Today we will discuss about the polymers and their monomeric units. Before going to that one, we will discuss classification. Polymers basing on the mechanism are of two types: addition polymers, condensation polymers. Addition polymers are also known as chain growth polymers. Condensation polymers also known as step growth polymers. You have to remember these wordings. So polymers are of two types. One is addition polymers are also known as chain growth polymers. Chain growth polymers are addition polymers. Another one is step growth polymers or condensation polymers. Now we have to look at the examples. Chain growth polymers are those in which monomeric units simply add to one another. That's it. Monomeric units simply add to one another. So those kind of polymers are known as chain growth polymers. Examples for this chain growth polymers are polythene. In polythene, monomeric units are by which molecules this polythene is formed? By ethylene molecules. Ethylene. By these molecules, you are getting the polythene. So polythene is a chain growth polymer, addition polymer. Next, PVC, polyvinyl chloride. In polyvinyl chloride, what are the monomeric units? Vinyl chloride. Vinyl chloride is the monomeric unit. Next, another polymer is Bunaeus rubber. Bunaeus rubber. This Bunaeus rubber contains two monomeric units. One is 1,3 butadiene. This is 1,3 butadiene. And another monomeric unit is styrene. This is styrene. This is styrene. With those two things, we will get the Bunaeus rubber. Next, Bunaean rubber. This Bunaean rubber contains 1,3 butadiene. And acrylonitrile. This acrylonitrile is this one. This is vinyl cyanide, also known as acrylonitrile. Vinyl cyanide or acrylonitrile. So this is Bunaean rubber. Now these are the examples for addition polymers. In addition polymers, if all the monomeric units are of same types, then they are homomers. In ethylene, only one kind of monomeric units are present. So this ethylene, this polythene is a homomer. These two are homomers. These two are homomers. means which contains only one kind of monomeric units. Here this polymer contains two monomeric units. One is 1,3 butadiene, another one is styrene or acrylonitrile. These two polymers are known as copolymers. These two are copolymers. These two are homopolymers. So these are the examples of addition polymers. Now we will look at the condensation polymers or step growth polymerization. The required condition for condensation polymer is that monomeric unit must contains at least two functional groups. Monomeric unit must contains at least two functional groups. Those functional groups either may be same or different. That is the secondary thing. It must contain two functional groups. Then condensation polymerization may takes place. In condensation polymerization, when two monomeric units are combining water, carbon dioxide or ammonia or alcohol, like that molecules are eliminated so that the molecular size somewhat decreases. That is the main thing about condensation polymers. Next we will look at some of the condensation polymers. First one is Dacron. It is also known as styrene, also known as PET. This Dacron is a polymer of ethylene glycol and terephthalic acid. And terephthalic acid. So I am writing the ethylene glycol. This is ethylene glycol. This is terephthalic acid. So look at here. This monomer contains two functional groups. This monomer also contains two functional groups. When two functional groups are present, you can expect a condensation polymerization. In condensation polymerization, while connecting these two monomers, water is eliminated. So I remove the water. So I am writing all the things once. This one. Here which thing remains? CO remains. Here again, here from here which group will be going to eliminate. So like this, a long chain is formed. This long chain polymer contains ester group repeats in this long chain polymer, and ester group is repeating. Whenever an ester group is repeating, these polymers are known as polyesters. It contains number of esters, so it is a polyester. Example for polyester is Dacron, Terilene, PET. PET means polyethylene terephthalate. PET means polyethylene terephthalate. Next, another condensation polymer, nylon 66. Nylon 66. Nylon 66 polymer is formed by the condensation of hexamethylene diamine, and adipic acid. Hexamethyldiamine and adipic acid. So this is hexamethyldiamine. And this is adipic acid. So that is hexamethyldiamine and this one is adipic acid. So we are getting a polymer. Look at here, NHCO group. NHCO. This group is called amide. How many times this amide is repeating? N times. So it is an example for polyamide. Example for example for polyamide is nylon 6,6. Example for polyamide is nylon 6,6. Example for polyester is Declone. Next we will look at another condensation polymer, and that one is nylon 6. Nylon 6. In this nylon 6 polymer formed by monomeric unit, and its name is aminocaproic acid. Its name is aminocaproic acid. This is aminocaproic acid. So this is the aminocaproic acid. You take another aminocaproic acid molecule. From here also water molecule is eliminates. When water molecule elimination takes place, those kind of polymers are known as condensation polymers. There H will eliminate. From here OH is going to eliminate CH2 5 times, CO, NH, CH2 5 times, CO, N times. So here also we are getting CONH group. CONH. So this one also is an example for polyamide. Nylon 6 polyamide. Nylon 6 polyamide. So what is the difference of this one and this one? Nylon 6 is the example for condensation copolymer of polyamide. Copolymer means which contains two monomeric units. Nylon 6 is a condensation homopolymer. Condensation homopolymer, and again this one is a polyamide. Okay, remember this thing. This is homopolymer. Nylon 6 is a homopolymer. Nylon 6 is a copolymer. That is the difference. So these are we have so many examples for condensation polymer. Look at another example of this condensation polymerization, Bakelite. This Bakelite contains two monomeric units. One is phenol, another one is formaldehyde. First, what happens with phenol and formaldehyde? We will get a straight chains. We You will get the straight chains having polymer. I will draw the structure. Like this, straight chain having a polymeric chain is formed. This polymeric chain is formed. This polymeric chain, which is formed from phenol and formaldehyde, is called Novolac. This one is called the Novolac. This Novolac is used in paints. This Novolac is used in paints. When further more amounts of formaldehyde is added to this Novolac, cross links are formed. That means here also new links will be formed. That polymer is called bakelite. This bakelite is a thermosetting polymer. Thermosetting polymer means on heating this one become hot. It never going to melt it out. It's continuously going to hot. That is about bakelite. So with once this one is asked in exams about Novolac, with phenol and formaldehyde, a polymer is formed. That polymer is used in paint industries. What is the name of the polymer? That is the question they are asked in one of the exam, and the polymer name is Novolac. Novolac contains what are the monomeric units? Phenol and formaldehyde. Bakelite also contains the same thing, but it contains more amount of formaldehyde. Okay, so that is about condensation polymers. So like that, in your material, you have a table of monomeric units. You must learn that table, because these polymers, from this polymer chapter, you will get surely one question. Small chapter, if you put somewhat effort, you will easily get the marks from this. Now we are going to look at the rubber. So what is rubber? How this one is extracted of those things. Rubber is extracted from rubber plants. Rubber is extracted from rubber plants. When insertions are made to rubber plants, it releases a white color liquid. That liquid is called latex. In that latex, negatively charged rubber particles are present. Negatively charged rubber particles are present. Latex is a negatively charged colloidal solution. You have to remember all these points. Latex is white color liquid. It contains rubber particles. Latex is negatively charged colloidal solution. To precipitate this negatively charged colloidal solution, formic acid or acetic acid is added, so that the charge of this colloidal solution is going to be neutralized and all the colloidal particles are precipitated out. That means all rubber particles are precipitated out. This precipitate undergoes refining in two stages. For first stage is breaking down. In that first stage, all this precipitation is hammered, which is known as masticating, until we get a hard solid, somewhat hard solid. So that is about masticating. And in second stage, to this rubber required other materials are added to make it useful. Okay. Now we have to discuss about the structure. Rubber contains isoprene units. Rubber is a polymer of isoprene. This is isoprene. Isoprene means 2 methyl 1 comma 3 butadiene. 2 methyl 1 comma 3 butadiene. This is 2 methyl 1 comma 3 butadiene. Find out how many carbons are there in this one. 5 carbon, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 carbons. How many hydrogens? 5, 6, 7, 8. This is the isoprene unit. C5H8 is the isoprene unit. This isoprene is the empirical formula of rubber. Empirical formula is C5H8. Empirical formula is C5H8. All these isoprene units are connected through 1,4 linkage. Again, we have to look at about the double bonds. In isoprene units, the double bonds are present at first carbon and at the third carbon. Double bonds are at 1, third carbons. But in rubber, double bonds are at in between second and third carbons. In between second and third carbons. Isoprene units are connected by 1,4 linkage. Linkage means one of the isoprene units first carbon is going to connect with the fourth carbon of another isoprene unit. One of the isoprene unit first carbon going to connect with the fourth carbon of another isoprene unit. That is 1,4 linkage, also known as head to tail linkage. Also known as head to tail linkage. In rubber, isoprene units are in cis configurations. Cis configuration. Isoprene units are in cis configuration. Trans configuration rubber is known as gutta percha. Trans configuration rubber is known as gutta percha. But its commercial importance is not much, hence we are not going to discussing about it. So, cis configuration isomers are called as, in rubber, isoprene units are in cis configuration. So, this is about the, again another point is, in rubber, all these cis configurations isoprene units are in coiled like this. Due to this coiled arrangement, rubber get the elastic nature. This is about rubber. The extracted natural rubber have some bad qualities. Due to that, it does not have much commercial importance. We will look at what are those bad qualities. Natural rubber absorbs more amount of water. easily undergoes chemical reactions. On heating, natural rubber easily becomes soft. On cooling, this rubber becomes brittle. So all these are the bad qualities of the natural rubber. To this rubber, some of the materials are added, some of the chemicals are added and make it more useful for commercial purposes. This process, for this process, vulcanization technique is used. Vulcanization process is used. So what is meant by vulcanization? Vulcanization is the process in which to the natural rubber sulfur is added and it is heated in presence of catalysts like zinc oxide and zinc stearate. Due to the heating of rubber in presence of with sulfur in presence of catalyst, side sulfide links are formed due to the side sulfide links, due to the cross links of sulfide bonds. This rubber becomes hard and it loses its water absorbing capacity. It does not going to react in chemical reactions easily. On heating, it does not become soft that much of easily, and it shows more elastic nature, and it loses its brittleness on cooling. So what is meant by vulcanization? Vulcanization is the process in which rubber is heated with sulfur. Due to vulcanization, cross links are formed between the rubber polymeric chains. This is about rubber. And the last topic in this polymer chapter is biodegradable polymers. So what are meant by biodegradable polymers? Polymers which undergoes dissociation by some natural forces, by some enzymes, are called biodegradable polymers. We have so many biodegradable polymers in those. Some of the biodegradable polymers are PHBB. What is PHBB? Poly beta hydroxy butyrate, co-beta hydroxy valerate is called PHBB. Poly beta hydroxy butyrate, co-beta hydroxy valerate is called PHBB. This PHBB contains 3-hydroxy butyroic acid and 3-hydroxy pentanoic acid. These are the monomers. This PHBB is mainly used in orthopedic devices, biodegradable orthopedic devices. Another biodegradable polymer is polylactic acid and polyglycolic acid. These two things are used in the manufacturing of threads which are used in the post-operative stitches. Another biodegradable polymer is nylon 6. The monomeric unit in nylon 6 is aminocaproic acid. Nylon 6 monomeric unit is aminocaproic acid. This aminocaproic acid is obtained by the hydrolysis of caprolactam. Aminocaproic acid is obtained by the hydrolysis of caprolactam. So like this we have so many biodegradable polymers are there. The first and most important thing about this chapter is you have to go through all the monomeric units of different polymers. Okay, this is about this chapter. We will meet you with other chapter in next session. For this session, this is enough. Thank you.